All right, so we're gonna start drilling these holes.
I've never had to do a repair like this, so I'm not really sure how to go about it, but I'm just gonna try to drill some holes. That way we can put some glass and have the grass grab this panel, and I'm gonna try to grind a little bit down there and try to reinforce it.
Have you ever repaired bumpers?
Yeah, I use zip ties.
Well, this is kind of similar. Well, like when you repair a bumper, I use the pliers.
Huh?
Pliers. Like, let's say like the bump, like it was cracked.
I always use zip ties.
Zip ties, I didn't like using zip ties because you had to go in, snip them off, and refill. So like at the end of the wherever it was cracked, I'd put some vice strips there to hold it in place, and then I would let that dry. Then I would come and fill up. I'd take the pliers off and fill that in.
Also, if you're gonna do something like this, and you're gonna be drilling on a panel or something, make sure there's no wiring or something under what you're drilling.
Yeah, don't puncture your wheel while doing this.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have a good 10 inches from the wheel, from here to where we're drilling. So. You have to do over here too. The hood, everything looks good except for this. That right there, it's a little wavy. I'm gonna end up filling that in with some body filler on both sides. You can't really see it because it's dusty and the lighting's not very good. But you can definitely feel it. That's the thing when you're doing body work. It's not just visual, you have to be able to feel it too. Like right there and there, you might think those are low spots or dents, but it's just the shadows and the way I shot primer from here and stopped right there, and I came back and I shot primer from here and I stopped right there. That's why it looks like that. The reason it looks like that because it's overspray from where I stopped. Just like I told you guys, always make sure before applying any type of body fluid or fiberglass, make sure your surface is real rough. That way your fiberglass or body filler can stick to it. That way it don't peel off real easy. This goes all the way down here, dude.
It's like they replaced the whole panel.
It's crazy, look at this. I just noticed that. Starts from here.
I was trying to
go
make
this way.
We'll reinforce it on the bottom and up here, try to get wherever there's cracks.
Yeah, because you can tell right there where it's riveted in. Well, he said that they wrecked it. It's crazy. I barely just noticed that. This side don't have any. I wonder how the bottom of the hood is right here. It's not bad. The corner is the only thing they really repaired on it. I'm gonna end up doing some flipping this around, probably taking that off and repairing that, redoing that. And right here needs to be thicker. See how thin that is? Right there. Anyways, I'm gonna get to work. I'll record here in a bit when we've done some progress. So, alright, we got these. These holes are bulging out from where we put the fiberglass at the bottom. I forgot to say that in the other video when I was fixing that big crack in the wheel well. From the bottom, you always want to push it out so you know it's going through and it's making a good seal. And whenever they repair these, they use those fiber strands, those rolls of fiberglass that you just apply and then you put the epoxy on. That's what they used. It's worked pretty good, but it's on a crack now. The weather does to you. All the moisture.
It's just so thin.
That's it.
The stuff was very thin. Like on some of these parts, you can see from the bottom. You see daylight.
It's because the thing
I
when
just don't like using fiberglass by itself.
well, when you do strands like that, you want to put multiple sheets of fiberglass. Like when I did with that speaker box.
It's because I like the kitty hair because it just holds better compared to just the fiberglass. It's brittle and it breaks.
Yeah.
You've seen fiberglass break on those drift car bumpers.
Oh yeah.
Just a perfect example of how that works. But to each his own. Everybody's got different techniques. Everybody likes things differently. So I personally like to use this stuff.
And once again, this is a short fiberglass. They have long fiber ones too. I like that one better because it's easier to apply, and this one doesn't leave as big pinholes like the long-haired fiberglass does. This is like a mixture of fiberglass and body filler.
Yeah.
This is what I like about it. It's easy to work. Also, it's not as hard as the long strand fiberglass. You want to make some more so I can sand this down? I completely forgot about this. About fixing this right there. That crack and that chunk that's missing. You guys can see that very good, but yeah. I'm gonna sand that down and put some fiberglass on it. We'll see how that goes. You weren't married yet?
Well, we didn't last time?
You weren't married yet.
Yeah, because I just moved over here.
Oh yeah. So it was my...
You were like 8th grade, 7th grade?
No, because when you were already married, it was my freshman year of high school. I had was it 95? Yeah, it was 95 because the truck's 98. I had a 95 Mustang. It was my first car. I did all the body work on it. And I wanted candy paint, huh?
Well, it's because we ordered some paint off of like some fucking website.
Eastwood?
I can't remember what website we ordered it.
Eastwood. Anyways, I was gonna buy everything, the paint, clear and everything. I wanted candy paint, but this dude, he's like, no, candy paint is too hard to shoot. This and that.
It's expensive. That's what I said.
It was $300 for the paint.
For the candy paint?
For the candy paint, it was $300 for a gallon.
I don't remember that. Anyways,
we ended up buying this paint. It was pretty cool, like dark red, kind of like, was it like blood almost? Looked like blood. It was a pretty cool color. And we went to the shop and added all kinds of pearls and metal flakes and all kinds of stuff.
Dope.
Anyways, the color was awesome. And the only thing that messed up on that car is that the paint was single stage.
It was single stage, and we fucking
and we cleared it.
and we put clear over it, and we didn't know it was single stage.
We didn't know it was single stage until afterwards.
Yeah,
that we
when it shrunk.
it shrunk real nasty. That the
It looked
paint.
Like the car had stretch marks.
Yeah, it looked like the car had stretch marks. It's like, damn, did the car grow overnight or what? But yeah, it was horribly disgusting. I have.
I wish I could hit the redo button on that, because like when we shot it, we have pictures of it. That car looked, the paint looked clean, and the clear shot awesome on it too when I shot it.
Oh yeah, it looked like it was. Did we even wet sand and buff?
I don't think we even did, because that's how good the clear came out. It was just immaculate. Because I couldn't believe it when we shot. I was like, "What the hell?" Remember how good it looked?
Man, this thing was awesome for like
Well, you got
2-3
some pictures
weeks.
of it, so-
I'll try to find some
We'll
pictures
put
of it
some
so I can
pictures
post it up. And but anyways, this thing looked awesome for about 2-3 weeks, and then
No, it was like 2-3 months.
no, it was 2-3 weeks. It happened right away.
Did it?
Yep. Well, the pillars, like let's say right here, on this car, on the Mustang, on the pillars right here, it started cracking up real nasty. And that's when I noticed, like, what the heck's wrong with this? I went and looked at the paint. It was single stage. After that, the hood was horribly disgusting with all kinds of stretch marks because the paint. Sorry, excuse me. The paint reacted with the clear because it was single stage.
Well, it was mostly my fault because I didn't pay attention when we ordered it. I didn't pay attention to what it was when we ordered it.
How much was it for? It was real cheap. It was like $100 for a gallon.
It was like super cheap paint. That's what you get. You get what you pay for.
Yep.
And if you don't pay attention what you order. But
That's what a lot of people like try to lowball us body workmen. How do you say yeah? Right? Body technicians. Anyways, they would try to lowball us. Oh, can you do it for cheaper? This, and that. But they would have no idea how much these products cost.
well, it's kind of like that green Mustang.
Oh man, that green Mustang was awesome. We
We paid a Mustang. How much was it, like $800 when you painted us?
we painted another, was it 96, 97 Mustang.
It's like 98, I think.
It was a newer, it was the same body style as mine, but it was a couple years newer. Anyways, we painted, I think this is a record, man.
In 2 days, we painted the whole car.
In 2 days. As soon as we got it like, what time was it?
Like on Friday, like at 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it was Friday,
It was
like
done
around this
Sunday
time.
around noon.
And as soon as we got it, I started stripping that thing apart, and I hit the whole, because the car was straight, there was no body damage at all. I hit
So the jacked up thing is, this guy was like he had like a little church, or he was like a preacher or something, and he used the money that what the hell do they call people who go to church? The people who go, his churchgoers or whatever. I'm not.
his followers, bro.
Yeah. So the money they give him for the church is the money that he gave us to paint his car.
Yeah.
And then we agreed on a price, and then he still owed me like $400 because we were gonna sand it and buff it, and the guy cut
Did he
it
ever
short.
pay you?
No, he still owed me like $300. So I was
And
like,
he still had the nerve and asked me for the rest of the paint.
yeah.
What did you? Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I hit the whole car with I wet sanded with 400, and the next day I taped up the doors, the windows, the windshield, everything, and we shot it the next day. What time we finish it?
What?
It was like 6.
The car?
No,
Because we even jammed it.
Yeah, we
Like,
jammed.
It was a complete color changing. We even jammed it.
Yep.
And we did the trunk. We jammed the whole car. Jam is when you do a color change and you paint.
Yeah, this is jamming it right here. You paint everything. All in there, all that, all along there. Under the hood, under the trunk lid. If this thing had a trunk lid, we would have done that. It's a complete color change when you jam it. Anyways, we did that. We painted the bumpers of that Friday, didn't we?
Huh?
That same Friday night.
Well, no, we put new bumpers on it, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We painted the bumpers that same Friday night as soon as the car arrived. No, we painted them a week later because they were in the room in the garage. Remember? Because we bought those. We bought those two separate bumpers.
Week before.
Yeah, week before, my bad.
Yeah, we had hooked them up with new front and rear bumpers.
And
And
the
the
fucked up
side
thing,
skirt.
my side skirt's for my Mustang.
I ended up getting new ones for you, bro.
Yeah. That's still messed up,
Because I
man.
couldn't find any. And he was like, come on, man, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never pay. If that guy ever asked me to paint something for me, I'm gonna be like, dude, go to hell.
It's like, I need the money up front, dude.
Yeah. And then you wanted like an ugly green, lime green.
Dude, but the messed up thing was the freaking turnaround time, man. 2 days.
Yeah. Well, not just that. Then he put it in a ditch. He wrecked the crap out of it, and then he wanted us to fix it again.
We did fix it. The front bumper was messed up and I aligned it.
Well, no, he messed up a fender in the bumper again.
Did we fix it?
I didn't fix it.
Well,
Because dude didn't
because
want to pay us.
I know you left and I had to adjust something on it.
Because dude didn't want to pay us, and then he wanted to fix it again. Like, dude, you still owe me from the money. So that's why I never wet sanded it or anything and buffed it.
It didn't need it, dude.
It needed it. It would have been way better if we wet sanded and buffed it, but
I think I have before and after pictures of that too. I'll post them up when we upload this video.
yep. But I haven't done this in forever. So.
It's been about. Last time I did this.
Years.
When did I move over here?
Couple
In April. It was in April, huh?
Yeah, somewhere around
It's like mid-April when I moved over here, so it's been since April since I've done body work, but hey, it's coming out okay. And then the mess up thing is that people are like, hey, before I moved to Wichita, they're like, hey, I need you to paint this, this, and that. I was like, but I don't have the money yet. I was like, okay, well, hurry up and get the money, and then I'll do your work. And the messed up thing is that a week later, when I'm already living over here, it's like, hey man, I got the money. You still down to paint it? I'm like, yep. Just bring it to Wichita and I'll do it for you. And yeah, so that's the thing. But anyways, we're letting that dry. We're waiting for AJ to bring us some sanding discs for the angle grinder, so I can do so I can grind this up over here. So I can grind that up. I mean, you can't see it very good, but I need to grind that up. And back here, what I'm gonna do? He sold it already. He sold it already. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna put a piece of tape back here, and I need to put the bumper on, see if like a screw goes there or something. But anyways, I can just drill that out later. Yeah, I'm gonna put a piece of tape back here, so that way whenever I do that. Huh?
That way you can build it up.
Yep. So that way I can make the corner, make the edge.
Well, I think it'd be better if you take the front and do the back.
No, I always do the front first, and then I do the back. Like I put tape back here, and then I put fiberglass there.
Here, build it up. Then when I can control it better and put a nicer view.
What do you mean? Like put it back here first?
Yeah, I always like doing that.
No, I always do that second. I'm still gonna drill a couple holes right here so that cause look how flimsy that is. I'm gonna drill a couple holes. That way it goes through all the way, and that way it'll build up and have a better hold. Then look at this bumper holds that. And yeah, I'm gonna do that. But right now we're waiting for AJ to come back with the discs so we can rough that up. So I'll record more here in a bit. Well, AJ's not back with the discs. We put some heat on that so it can dry a little bit faster. I'm recording. So Juan wanted to sand the hood. It's curved right there, so you're gonna have to use that other type of board. So Juan, he decided to
Hey, you want to get that other?
block the hood. What's up?
Go ahead and get that other one.
Yeah. Just do this side over here.
No, that crack piece.
Oh well, I need to grind quite a bit of it off. That's why I'm waiting for those discs. And I'll start hitting this side over here. Well, yeah, he wanted to block it so we can do another coat of primer. So that's what So we want to talk about what's going on right
So,
now?
when you do this, usually you want to put a guide coat. We don't have anything for a guide coat, but there's enough change. I don't know, see. There's enough color change right now that we did it without it. You can see right there how it looks kind of, the color looks different, looks darker.
Right there.
Right there, that means those spots are low. And right here where it's changed,
That's
it means we sanded down through the primer. That means that's a high spot.
Yep.
So that's the reason you put a guide coat. Like you usually use a black guide coat.
That way you know
And when you
your
sand
lower
it,
spots are a lot more visible whenever you use a
sanded,
guide
this
coat.
is flat. So if it's like a dip or a low spot, it's still gonna have paint.
Yep.
And that's how you work it to get it straight. And that's, in case you guys are wondering, I don't know, but that's why those are there. That's why it looks like that.
That's there though. That's perfect. That feels good. The only thing that really got me is most of it was really straight.
Just right.
Right here.
Right here, like right here.
Most of the time when you're using this, you always want to sand flat. Always make sure you want to sand flat. That way you don't get no. But when you start, here we go right here. You always want to sand flat, but when you start tilting it like toward an edge, you start chewing. You start eating up a lot more right there where it's tilted than anywhere else because it's not flat. And that's what I did over there. Like listen right here, I was chewing it up with the edge so I could take the. But it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So I tried to be as gentle as I could with that, so it wouldn't be as rough. That's what Juan's doing. Juan, what are those sandboards called?
I don't know.
Soft sanders.
Yeah, we got these from Chris. He's our Matco tools guy. He's a great guy. And we got those from him. And so far, I'm really glad with the product.
They're really good. Like for those edges right there, those round curves. He's using that one right there. It's round. It's pretty dope. I like it. I also bought a Durablock from Lisa. She's also our tool provider.
So if you come over here, see, so I sanded right here, and you can come over here, and you can see kind of like, I don't know if you can tell.
I need to get a good angle.
There's no way. But anyways, you can see where I sanded it, but so this color is so crazy, you guys probably won't be able to tell.
Yeah, you can look at it a little bit. You see how it's orange peel? Stop sanding for a second. You guys see kind of how it's orange peel?
And right here, you can tell that's a low spot, and it's like looks like scratches.
It's really hard to focus on this yellow. But anyways, like all that orange peel right there, those are low spots. We need to get some guide coat. You guys could see it a lot better with the guide coat, but that's what we're doing now. We're trying to finish this up so we can primer it one more time. Well, we're gonna primer this a couple more times because it's the flattest spot on the car. Dents will be really noticeable on this. And that's crazy because dents aren't really as noticeable in curved or round areas. But these aren't as curvy as some of the stuff I've done. They'll still be noticeable, but it's not as noticeable, the body work. And once again, this is really thick primer. It's high build primer. This kind of reminds me of that primer Slick Sand, that one I used, that we would always use. Well, I used.
Never used it.
It's real high build. It's basically like you're skim coating the whole thing with body filler. It's like a glaze. This is what it reminds me of.
Well, also you don't want to put too much
Oh, because it'll crack.
primer, because then it'll crack.
That's what I was explaining. Whenever you do high build primer, you want to sand it down as much as possible. No, it's still really hard to tell. But anyways, we're gonna keep sanding this and then hopefully primer it today. We'll probably start sanding this a lot more tomorrow, because we up here it was just like this right here, where they added all kinds of body filler to it. My brother sanded it down, and it's really straight, to be honest. Feels pretty good. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. Sand that down. Probably sand the door too. And try to primer this by Friday, hopefully.
We'll probably see you on Friday.
I'll have quite a bit of it done.
You said you found a transmission for the truck?
Yeah, $300.
It's two-wheel drive, right?
Yeah.
Yep. $300. What kind of warranty do you for that? Like when we throw it in, it doesn't do